Hello and welcome to February free website audit month. And I can't believe how fast February is going. There's only 8.5 days left to go. So today's website is from wanderlustweddingphotography.com. And I don't know whether this is an Australian site. It's come off in a sort of an Australian group, but I do know there's a lot of overseas people in the group now. So that's the first thing about it is it, where does she, Rachel, where does Rachel work? Can she do, is she Australian for starters, because it's .com, which means that, we're using .com and not .com.au quite a lot in Australia nowadays. It's sort of not making as much a difference as it used to be. It used to be this whole, if you're an Australian business, you must have a .com.au website address. Just out of curiosity, hang on, my mouse doesn't want to work. Come on, mouse. Hello, wakey. Would you like some cheese? Right, there we go. Just out of curiosity, does she own .com.au? .com. Oops, that's not going to work. Yeah, I know, it's a 404. I love these 404s. I know, she doesn't. So, international in Melbourne, photographer in Melbourne, house resource. So it sounds like she is Australian, but I can't want to have to dig for it. And I'm going to be half interested in her work. Other than going to her website and looking at the images for the sake of, maybe I like looking at wedding images because that's the sort of thing I'm into. I want to really quickly know if I fall in love with this look and her work and I'm in the market for a wedding photographer. I want to know up front really quickly, where does she do weddings? Will she travel on a plane to Sydney? Because that's not that far. And often, flights are pretty reasonable, but she's got a whole lot of gear, so maybe not. So I want that defined for me. Where does she do weddings? Does she do weddings? Let's assume she's Melbourne based. Does she do weddings in rural Victoria? I want that clear and up front, right at the very beginning. The other thing that worries me a little bit is this use of really unusual fonts. Depending on how that's been put in to the website, and this is a Squarespace website, Google Tag Manager. If that's a font that is normal on offered on Squarespace and normally able to be read by most of the phone browsers and computer browsers, then that's fine. But you've got to be really careful when you're using those sorts of fonts. I see a lot of, I'm just Google Analytics. It's not saying Google Tag Manager. It's not particularly picking up that there's been a font loaded, but it wouldn't necessarily pick it up. So just be careful when you do that sort of thing, that you are using a font. I mean, this could be an image for all I know. It's hard to tell. But you are using a font that 90% of browsers are going to be able to interpret. They're going to be able to show them as what they really are. The other thing is Rachel. Well, Rachel, I can understand that fairly easily. But her surname, Akasha, some people are not so good at unusual fonts and being able to understand what they are immediately. I know even I have problems with them at some times, and depending on whether this is going to be looked at on a phone, if I Google Rachel wedding photographer, I'm not going to get very far. If I Google Rachel, and I don't even know how to pronounce this last name, Akasha, Akasha, if I want to be able to Google this, and I don't want to have to struggle with the naming. The other thing I noticed is this is a Squarespace website, and what this little thing up here is called, this is called the favicon, Favicon, and what it does, if you look at every other page, like this is Facebook's favicon, this is Instagram's favicon, and this is Zoom's favicon. You set the favicon within your website so that it puts a little image up here, and you've got to be careful what image you choose. I probably put, you know, R in a box or something, or R in a circle with some gold or something around it, because it doesn't have a logo as such. This is differentiated. This is just basically saying this is a Squarespace website. It's not typing it as hers. So there's no favicon set. There's a sort of a heck of a lot of white space here. Luckily, that's not happening on the mobile view. And, you know, I know you're sick of hearing this by now after 21 days of saying it, but most people look at websites on mobile devices. So I could probably wear that from the point of view of, you know, not that many people are going to be looking at it on desktop, but it would annoy me as the developer. Lovely images. Thing I need, what I do need up here is, I need something about, I need a warm and fuzzy statement about me, about something along the lines of wedding photographer, something along the lines of your big day is important, capturing the moment in a style in which is authentic to you and gives you lasting memories, blah, 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 is something I'm proud of being able to do with over a decade of experience and over 100 weddings and elopements under my, you know, and shot. I'm not so sure about the word shot. There's sort of a nice big statement up here, and I really do need a photo of the girl. I don't know, I'm assuming that's not her. I'm assuming that's a bride. Although this looks to be the one bride, the same bride. Or maybe that is her, I don't know, maybe this is her own wedding. No, it can't be. She can't be behind the camera. And so she's saying wedding photographer. Oh, I see. That could be the flower girl. I see. Yeah, all right. Different bride. All right. Finally, different brides. So I'd change the order here so that it wasn't all the one bride, unless you wanted to say, you know, Mary and John's wedding sort of style of thing, and break them up. And there's probably an argument for doing that because it's getting pretty long on mobile. So I am a professional photographer with decades of experience. My photographic journey was international in Melbourne with an international full of model styles and creatives. So I brought an old Nikon and started shooting. Yeah, she's got a good eye, got a lovely eye. Just shot over 100 weddings and elopements. There will be no awkward poses here. Yeah, this is important. So this, like, virtually there's probably a gazillion wedding photographers out there. So what makes you different? Yes, looking at your images, I can probably see a point of difference, but I want you also to hit me in the face with your point of difference. What's your philosophy about doing, about shooting weddings? So clearly you're saying you want natural looking, you don't want posed shots, you don't want naturally, you know, you want natural images with movement, energy, telling the story of your love, telling the story of your day. And I think that's very much more important. It shouldn't be buried down here. Fun and friendly person, weddings are celebrations. This should be given more weight than what it's been given. Fun, I want to get to know you, so tell your story truthfully. Yep. Then, so this should be all just about you, but the rest of the bit here, down here, that's about what makes you different should be up there at the top. No, good poem, art is a blend of great master paintings. Yeah, that you can tell that in the style. Our story first, capturing the organic moments of connection and emotion between you and our love. Please contact me. Okay, so please contact me directly. And I'm sitting here looking at this page. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to have to go elsewhere to find out how to contact you. I want either a phone number here, or I want a form, or I want to book, you know, a booking link to book a call with you. Let's talk, Rachel. No privacy policy, no terms and conditions. Shipping policy doesn't apply. That all should be down the bottom. There's no copyright, that should be down the bottom. The social media link should also be down the bottom. So it is a minimalist website. It works reasonably well on mobile, except that they're not going to like, people are not going to like this block of text. It's also a little hard to read because there's just not quite enough contrast for it. If you were outside in most mobile phones and looking at this, I think you'd be really struggling to read this. So test that. Test what it looks like on your mobile phone outside. The screens on those make sometimes lack of contrast problematic. It sort of probably says everything it needs to say, but I doubt very much where there's many conversions coming off this website. See, that's a nice statement. This actually should be more. This should be your homepage. Full gallery reduction in 6 weeks. We will do international bookings via the contact form. Okay. Inquire now. I mean, if people have got enough money and they want to fly you to Bali, I'm sure you're not going to say no, or Thailand or somewhere else. I'm sure you're not going to say no. I wouldn't. Yeah, lovely style. Absolutely lovely style. So there's sort of another, all the images on the first page and now the images on this page. This should be your homepage, I think, with the about you at the bottom. This is a page that doesn't really add anything. Inquire now. Where does that take me? Takes me to the contact page. Okay, fair enough. See, that's more better. You know, please inquire. Please talk to me. Inquire now. You've said it. You give me something to immediately do right then and there. Luxury portrait. So you don't just do. You don't just do weddings. So I'd be saying that on the homepage. Yep, a lot of mums, you know, family photos. I think you possibly, if you've got that background with the fashion photographer, you may well do model portfolios and that sort of thing. Be careful if you ever put any of these sorts of images on your homepage, and then do Facebook ads. Facebook will reject the ads because you've got nudity. Now, I don't agree with it, but it's Facebook's rules, like it or lump it. I'd also be wanting these to open in a light box. I've mentioned light boxes on other things I've done. It's a link. To be honest, I don't know whether it's possible on Squarespace. I would assume it is. It's a fairly basic thing where you click on the image, it links to the actual full image, and it opens up sort of pretty well, like, you know, that amount. So you can see these sorts of images a lot better. I like light boxes when I'm using things like this, where people really want to have a good look at the image. I use light boxes a lot when I'm doing case studies as well, and I've got a lot of detail there that I think, you know, people are going to want to read. Even use light boxes on my puppy website. What else have we got here? About this is, yep, just what we saw before. It's a bit of a waste, this, as an about page, because your home page really needs to have about you on it, because what you're doing is so personal. Your business and your about, like, and you are pretty well together. Please inquire. Let's do it. Portraits. Yes, please. Just going to the contract. So, you know, you've tantalized me with what it's going to cost me, but you're not telling me. So don't do that, please. So this is again a bit of a waste of the page. Please inquire directly to our bespoke package options. I was going to be very surprised if you'd had a sort of blanket amount on here, because it depends so much with weddings. Portraits you might be able to, but again, you've just gone to the contact. Wedding blog. So this could almost be a one-pager. I hope you're getting kickback for the referrals for this. Wedding planners, wedding rings, beautiful venue. this is good. There's some good content here for your social media. And of course, contact is probably pretty normal. Country, I wouldn't default to the United States unless you really want business in the United States. So make the default here to be Australia. People just don't like the trouble is when it defaults to the United States, it's all the way down here, and like they've got to scroll to get to Australia. And honestly, you're going to go to Turkmenistan? Are you going to go to Uganda? So see if you can actually on this form only show certain countries. Wedding date, when you better. I'd love to know my wedding vision for the day. What drew you to my work? Message, submit. It's all pretty standard. The colours on this are just a little bit drab for me. I'd sort of black writing. It's just not quite luxe enough. What's happening on social media? Got 140 likes, 154 followers. Not unusual. She's taken the excess tabs off. Thank you very much. Hairbeautyatalive.com. What's that about? That is an email that doesn't make sense. If you've got the URL, so use the URL. Use the URL. Use a proper business URL because you've got the URL. Updated 20 hours. I'm changing my name from Wanderlust to Rachel Ask Photos. Okay. So you're in a rebrand. Okay. You've got some changes to do then. And then this is different again. So you obviously do Sydney because this is up at Walker's house. Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't put photos of myself on my socials because I don't want to make it about me, but I think I've done myself a new disservice in the regard. Absolutely you have, because you don't want everything about you, but in a business such as this, where you are the business, people do want to know the person behind it. They might go out there and talk to 20 wedding photographers, but you will get the business over the other 19 because you have personality and style and humanness, and people can connect with you. So yes, so you don't want everything, but this looks like fun. This shows, this shows your ability to capture movement and energy and fun, and that's important. So yeah, as I say, the balance is what you need. I don't get a feel for what I'm about for work. Well, together, me and my kids and our dog Lily, a lovely model, took these of us after a shoot recently. So yeah, it says that you can have really good fun, and it's also saying to me you would be fun to work with, because that's important. There is nothing more stressful for a bride than her wedding day. Shouldn't be, but it often is. And having the photographer there, who's probably the one that's there most out of all of it, unless they've hired themselves a wedding planner. So having a photographer there to diffuse that and put some fun back into the whole day, make everybody laugh and smile, because that's how you get the best photos, is important. Here's a lovely photo. She's gorgeous. Promotional shoot for Act Grace's Nature. So I would have put a link on here to the bit on the website where you talk about what do you call it? Portraits. But I would make more about that. So whether that's on the homepage where you say more about it, or that's on a standalone page where you show your some of your recent work, that I would have put that link on there, because this is spread over from Instagram by the looks of it. It's a bit of a waste. It actually, you want it to do something for you, which is direct people to talking to you. Clearly you've got talent, so someone sees that, and the first thing, if they see it and they love it, then the obvious thing is They'll want to talk, you know, oh wow, I'd love my portfolio photos to look like that as well. So put the link over to your, you know, how they can then talk to you. Elope from two with a Valentine's Day sale, celebrant photography. That's nice. You do you do some package deals. Based in the Blue Mountains, another rose available edition. Of course, I don't know where you live now because this is almost saying Blue Mountains, but that wasn't a Blue Mountains shot. That was, looks like an ocean beach. Reminds me of a wedding I went to years and years ago. One of the girls I went to uni with. That's exactly where they got married, on the headland at Freshwater Beach. Okay, we're just going back to the same. Good to do packages like this, but I would talk about that on your website. 5th of February. We are based in the Blue Mountains. So you're on the right track, but you've got a bit of work to do. On a body like Hayley said, doubt it, not at my age. Just a video. You do video work? Is that what this is saying? It's real, I don't know. If it's a reel, why isn't it showing up as a reel? Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It is showing up as a reel. You're getting some quite good engagement on some of these reels. Why didn't it go to videos? You've got a problem with the Instagram link? Maybe when you've been rebranding all this, so it's broken. I also didn't see any email capture. So obviously people plan weddings way out in advance. They've come across you and they want to be kept in the loop. So give them an opportunity to, I saw it on your blog. There would be some good stuff here. Put together a quick little package of what to wear for an engagement shoot, top 10 reasons to elope, why you should get married in the Blue Mountains, comprehensive wedding checklist, so particularly that one. Put an email capture on the front page of it that says something along the lines of, you know, I know you're probably not ready now and you're just looking around. Download this quick little PDF that gives you some ideas. You might want to do something about, you know, what to look for in a wedding photographer, and you know, get their email off them, and then send them an email every, you know, twice a month or something, just to keep them in the loop, because obviously I would think they'd be looking for this way before, unless the world's changed and they're getting married in 5 seconds flat, but I doubt that very much. What else can I tell you? That's about all I think I can tell you. And I'd actually do this up and put this on social media as well, and do an email, so the email capture would be down here as well. So social media, email capture on it, drive them to this. Sorry, no, it wouldn't be down here. Down here would be let's chat, you know, book a time to talk to me. The email capture would be they'd have to go through that email capture to look at this blog on any social media. Other social media channels, no, not really. Not unless you've got some real funny stuff that TikTok would like. Pinterest, probably. You've certainly got the artistic elements of it to go up on Pinterest. So I would have a Pinterest channel. LinkedIn, I can't see that would be an advantage to you. So I'd add a Pinterest channel. TikTok, as I say, if you're good at producing some funny stuff. Do you have a blooper reel? Although, I mean, TikTok's not always fun. It's not always just fun nowadays. It could be. Depends on where you want to go. If you want to get into sort of scenic or something like that. Even these could just go up quickly on TikTok. What your feeling is about videography. That'll be suitable on TikTok. Yeah, I'd have a TikTok channel. So I'd have a TikTok channel, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. And so what you put on Reels on Facebook and Instagram and on TikTok, you just put on Pinterest as well, and you've got it covered. So it's just giving you more people, more opportunities for people, for more eyeballs to be on your stuff. And that's what it is all about. All right. Well, I hope that's useful. Who am I doing tomorrow? ohsocolourfulco.com. No idea what that is about. It's someone that put their thing up some time ago. And we're on the countdown for the end of the month. So thank you for being with me, and we'll talk again later.